to introduce Lynnette Khalfani. Lynnette has written an amazing little book called Zero Debt. And you've been a financial reporter. You've written this book and others. How much credit card debt did you have when you were at your worst point?
Well, I am a financial expert, and at my worst point, I was actually $100,000 in credit card debt.
$100,000 in credit card debt.
I now have zero debt. That's one of the reasons I wrote the book, to teach people they can get out of it just like I did.
$30,000 in debt, just a quick calculation, what do you think they're going to wind up paying if they pay minimum at the high rates? What do you figure it'll cost to pay off $30,000?
It will take him well over 30 years to pay off that debt if he's paying minimum payments.
Yeah.
If then, well over 30 years.
And that's going to wind up costing you somewhere probably between $80,000 and $90,000, would you say?
About 3 times the amount.
Today on Life and Style.
Okay, did you know that fighting over money is a leading cause of divorce? So why do couples duel over dollars? Well, it may be because they have different money personalities. And here to tell us more is personal finance expert and money coach, Lynnette Khalfani. Hi, Lynnette. Hi. So, I've never heard of this before. What is a money personality?
We all have money personalities, and it's really your attitude towards money. And all of us have a different money personality. Some of us are naturally savers. You like to put away money for a rainy day. Some of us, of course, are spenders. You just can't seem to keep the money, paycheck after paycheck just goes right by you. Some of us are splurgers. You see something on impulse, you got to get it. Some of us are even stashers, like the extreme hoarders. You used to say, what if something happens? What if I lose my job? What if? And you save so much you don't even enjoy your money.
The Barch family is struggling under the burden of their debt. They would like to get out from under it. So we sent finance expert Lynnette Khalfani to do a credit card intervention.
Let's start by talking about some of your bills. And credit card bills are a biggie for you, obviously. Like most Americans, you've got a car payment. You've got 2 cars, as a matter of fact.
The payment is about $485.
Now over here, I guess, is where the inside, the even more beautiful living room. This is where the family hangs out now, I guess.
This is what we've added on. This is the addition, and this is what we needed done.
Like the cabinetry, for example. That was. And what would you say that cost you roughly?
Well, the whole entertainment section of this addition pretty much went on the credit card. I mean, that was the $14,000 to $15,000 that we added on, and the bay windows too that we did at the last minute.
People get into debt for essentially 2 reasons. 1, overspending.
Absolutely.
And 2 is 5 other things.
Yeah.
What are they?
There really are 2 categories of consumers who find themselves in debt. The overspenders and sort of poor money managers. And then the people who fall victim to what I call the dreaded Ds. This is divorce, downsizing, death, disease, and disability.
What category do David and Laura belong in?
Well, I think they have a sense now that they're definitely in the overspenders category. They've been consuming a lot more than they should, making a lot of purchases, etc. But really, in a lot of ways, they also fit into one of the dreaded Ds, the downsizing, in a way, because David is a teacher, and so for 3 months or so out of the year, he's sort of on temporary layoff status. He's taking a hiatus, if you will, from work. He's not working at that time, so that part of the family income isn't being generated.
The stock market can be a scary place for an unprepared, uninformed investor. But luckily, we have folks like my next guest to help us out. Joining me right now is personal finance expert Lynnette Khalfani, author of Investing Success, How to Conquer 30 Costly Mistakes and Multiply Your Wealth.
I think the biggest mistake that a lot of investors make is jumping into the market too quickly. So many people want to throw a lot of money into the stock market, but they haven't done the financial basics. And those are things like getting rid of their credit card debt, making sure they have an adequate cash cushion to deal with an emergency, getting life insurance, disability protection, and of course making a will in case something happens to protect their families.
You said that the second mistake is not setting SMART goals.
Right. What I mean by SMART goals, it's really an acronym. It stands for goals that are specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. I think too often a lot of people just have vague or hazy ideas about what they want to achieve. I call them dreams, really. But SMART goals are really specific and focused. So you won't just say, oh, I want a new house. You'll say something like, I want a $300,000 4-bedroom house, a center hall colonial that I'm going to buy in 3 years from now, and I need a $30,000 down payment. That's a SMART goal. The thing is to recognize that we all have a money personality and to allow each person the space kind of to exist within their own kind of realm. You can't say, for example, to a splurger, you can never buy anything out when you're at the mall, or you can never spend again, because you're going to make that person, feel like, she's on a diet or whatever. Like, don't eat a cookie. That just doesn't work, So you have to really say, okay, what is it that's going on with this person? If you want to spend or splurge, okay, that's fine. You can splurge, say, once a month. Or if the person who is a saver, right, this person is maybe thinking, I need financial stability, I want to put aside money for the kids, whatever. Give that person license also to say, I'm saving for a goal, so then he or she can also feel comfortable as well.
I want to thank all of you guys for being here. And Lynnette, I want to thank you. This is a really interesting book called Zero Debt. And if you've got credit card debt, you need to get this book and read it. There are some great ideas and some great formulas in there. And everybody has a copy of Zero Debt under your chair today. All right, see you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. Be strong, man.